All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the MLE. We've got two more matches for you, the final two matches of these quarterfinals. My name is Hunted. With me is Sleegee. Our first matchup of the night is going to be the Tyrants versus the Rhinos in the Academy League Orange Conference. It should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm real excited to see how these two teams come in. Tyrants coming in #1 overall, and Tyrants also having 92.59% of the brackets picking them to choose this game. But Rhinos, still a lot to play for. Underdog sometimes means you can play better as there's a lot less pressure. So I'm really interested to see how this one ends up playing out.
Well, as we flip over to the bracket here, you can take a look. The only game left in the Academy League, the Tyrants and Rhinos. Whoever wins this one goes on to play the Dodgers. That should be quite a series as well. And it's nice to see that everything kind of taking shape here, Sleegee, in this bracket. I mean, we have the top side, Shadow and Wolves, Spartans and Puffins. Not two big surprises there. But really, you know, this one, I know everybody's picking the Tyrants, but could the Rhinos come out and surprise us in this game?
Absolutely. The Rhinos, excellent team coming off of a lot of great games. Lots of offensive pressure throughout the season. Tyrants need to make sure that they stay on their A game because the Rhinos are, I think, more than anyone else, are going to be out to prove that they deserve to be in this playoffs and are looking to move on. So I think we've got an exciting matchup coming here.
All right, well, guys, before we get into that, I just want to remind you of our sponsor for the season. If you don't know, Power A makes controllers, headsets, and power accessories for PC and console gaming. If you're in the market for a new controller for PC or Xbox One, you need to check out their officially licensed wired enhanced controller. Besides the incredibly accurate analog sticks and buttons, the controllers have a no-slip surface and come in some amazing colors and variety. Go check them out yourself right now. Just go to mlesports.gg/recommends/PowerA, and please do yourself a favor. Pick up one of these controllers. You can get them online at Target, Best Buy, even Walmart. And, of course, we are giving away a controller most of the nights during the playoffs, Friday and Sunday this week and next week, and then Saturday and Sunday the following 2 weeks. The one lucky viewer. And speaking of that, we do have the winner of this week's controller, or today's controller, rather. It is the Sapphire Fade style. You can certainly go check that out at their website if you want to see what it looks like. And the winner is Resident Zelda Boss. If you are in chat, congratulations to you. If not, we will track you down and make sure we get all of your information so we can send that to you. But guys, we have one more series, well, two more series. We've got one upcoming series to bring to you. So let's show you the map we're playing on, and we're going to get right on into the action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Game number one between these two wonderful teams getting underway right about now. The Tyrants and the Rhinos, and that one almost falls in immediately off the kickoff. No dice, but a close call already for the Tyrants.
Yeah, Rhinos off to an explosive start, almost having an opportunity to score within the first 6 seconds. And now the Tyrants on the counter are going to get a shot off the bar, and an unfortunate own goal there is going to put the Tyrants up. Really just unfortunate hit. I'm not
sure what the plan was, but it goes in the back of the net, and there we go.
Interesting way to start the match.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, it's 1-0 in favor of the Tyrants. Fry looking for the touch. Not going to happen. It's going to bounce out in front. Zeke's now going to defer to Medler as TSR puts that into the corner. Zeke's moving it down. Fry keeping it up in the air. Can Medler find a touch here? Going to try to collect it. It's going to be Fry into the corner. We've played about 45 seconds. It's 1-0 for the Tyrants.
Yeah, and TSR is going to try and get a ball on this here. It gets it over one defender. Has one to beat. Medler not quite able to get a touch on it. but his teammate doing a good job rotating, getting around to that ball. But now Sci-Fry, ball is in a dangerous position in front of goal here. Zeke's just able to get a touch on it, but the Tyrants really showing a lot of pressure in front of net. And as I say that, Sci-Fry gonna catch the ball floating down in front of net and gonna double the Tyrants' lead.
Great play there, and just an unfortunate miss, I suppose, from the Rhinos defense, but really it's just the pressure from the Tyrants that ended up getting to this Rhinos team. They unfortunately couldn't find the defensive play to make that work, so the Tyrants are up by 2. 3:45 to go into the corner again. They're looking for more out of this early game. TSR is going to back up. He's going to pop this one up. Gets the second touch as well, and the Tyrants are not slowing down.
Now, Tyrants really showing why they're the number 1 right now. TSR does a good job of popping that up, gets there before Medler can get a touch, and just sinks it into goal. And that's going to be the Tyrants already up by 3, not even a minute and a half into this game. Rhinos really need to start working something out offensively before it gets too far away from them.
Well, we played a minute and a half already. The Tyrants taking full command of this game. It's going to be Zeke's to clear it down. Can he find a second touch? Looking for it. Will get past Sci-Fry, but no further than that. As this ball goes up the wall, TSR is going to watch this into the corner. He'll grab the boost and look to make the play out, although Zeke's gets the next touch. Nothing doing so far for the Rhinos. They need to start connecting on some of these passing plays, get the ball out of the corner.
Yeah, Medler getting real close to a challenge there, but just missing off the wall. Now TSR is going to pick this up in the corner and start sending it downfield. Good cross. Zeke's able to pick it up. Sci-Fi seemed to be a little bit too far back, but TSR still on it, pushing this attack on the right side of field. See if Zeke's can get up to it. He can. TSR, though, able to respond really quickly here. And now this could be an opportunity. That bump, though, getting the Tyrants a little bit out of position, and this could now be an opportunity on the counter, but good challenge there from Sci-Fi to send it back downfield.
The Rhinos a bit too obvious with their passing. Need to either be a little bit quicker with it or change it up a bit. As Sci-Fi is going to push this one towards the net. Medler coming out to challenge him there. It's going to fall into this red half. Can TSR make the touch? He does. Medler's here to play it back down, and he's looking for a second touch. Not going to happen. Sci-Fi misses that one. Zeke's too high. He had an open net, and he rushed it. It's still 3-0 for the Tyrants.
Yeah, you hate to see that. You're down in a game 3-0. Nets open in front of you. Sometimes the nerves can just be too much. Those open nets, you can overthink them, and that's what happened there. And Rhinos starting to run out of time to bring the comeback. Still enough, but they need to mount something now to start getting some momentum before there's too much time gone.
They certainly need to put it on the red half for any kind of extended period. This one's going to come out in front. Can Zeke's get past TSR? It's a one-on-one. TSR just going to turn into that one. Watch it into the corner as we approach the minute 25 mark. TSR, a little bit of a bump, gets a second one. It's into the corner, going to bounce out in front. Medler gets there just in time to play it away. And still, it's 3-0, but the Tyrants will not let this ball out of their sight. As Zeke's can't even get to clear TSR on net, and it's 4-0 now for the Tyrants.
And the Tyrants, this game, absolutely dominant. Zeke's gets a little bit too light of a touch there, goes to midfield where TSR is waiting for it, and sinks it into the upper right-hand corner of goal. Starting to get a little out of reach here for the Rhinos, but still with 1:07 remaining, nothing's impossible.
It's not over yet, but we are getting very close to that point. If the Rhinos can't get the ball out of their zone, or if they give up another goal, it's just about it. Doesn't look like the Tyrants are going to give them any kind of space. We're in the final 50 seconds now. It's going to come off the wall for Sci-Fi to play off the back wall. Zeke's is just going to follow this one out. So into the final 40, and that is probably going to do it here for game 1.
Yeah, I just don't think there's enough time for the Rhinos to really get 4 goals. They would need to score immediately and then essentially get 3 kickoff. And really, honestly, right now, Tyrants doing a good job of not even letting them get control, keeping it on their half and just kind of keeping it away from them. As a shot off the wall, going to get saved from Medler. That would have absolutely put the nail in the coffin, but with 15 seconds remaining, this one's all but over, and the Tyrants going to be taking a commanding game 1.
The Tyrants looked good from the opening kickoff. all the way through to the final buzzer, and the Rhinos, they have a lot they need to improve here going into game number 2. But really, it's not so much that the Rhinos played poorly. It's more of the Tyrants just playing their game. They didn't let the Rhinos any sort of space. It seemed like whenever the Rhinos had the ball, there was a Tyrant in the vicinity ready to challenge. You can see it just on the shot screen here. One shot to the 10 of the Tyrants. It's just, that's not going to get it done at any kind of level in Rocket League.
Absolutely. And Rhinos coming away with 5 saves, and still the Tyrants scoring 4 goals. That just shows the type of offensive pressure the Tyrants were putting on all game. It didn't seem that the Rhinos could ever really get any sort of momentum rolling. But as we move into game 2, the Rhinos could recalibrate and try and figure out what they were doing wrong to get reset for this next match. And I wouldn't be shocked if we see some different tactics moving into game 2.
Yeah, certainly for the Rhinos, it's going into game 2, it's a reset. You know, you're not going to be down. It's going to be 0-0, 5 minutes on the clock, and you've got to try to figure out your strategy against this Tyrants team. But, you know, as much as I hate to call the series, you know, early and what have you, I mean, there's a reason why this match was the most heavily in favor of this Tyrants team. It's just the Tyrants have looked so good for so long, and they've continued to look good against this Rhinos squad, but we're gonna have to see. There's still plenty of Rocket League left to play. Can the Rhinos get the first game? That is really, it's the first goal and then the game, although Sci-Fry almost put that in his own net. We almost saw an exact same start that we did last game, but not quite this time.
Now Zeke's gonna try and get this pass in the center, but ends up falling at the wheels of Sci-Fry. Good clear there from Medler, but a demo on Zeke's could be dangerous as TSR is going to go up on the wall. Going to try and get this in center, but not quite enough power, and Medler able to get back. But Tyrants now really starting to lay the pressure on again. Zeke's jumping up for this one, not able to get the touch. TSR's there. Medler kind of getting a touch in midfield. It's just going to fall to Sci-Fry, and TSR now going to go for a goal. Airs it a bit wide and high, and now the Rhinos on the counter.
And they're looking to make this play. They want this first goal. That's over the top, and Zeke's will put it home. A good passing play from the Rhinos, something we didn't see in game 1.
Yeah, good job here from Medler. Gets that second touch he needs to get it right over to the defender, and then Zeke's right in the perfect position to nail it into goal. And Rhinos now building some momentum, can start building even more off this to try and get more goals on the board. But TSR with a great opening kickoff. Could be an opening shot here, but just gets a little bit underneath it, and it goes a little bit above, and then Zeke's in a fine position there to pick up the save.
Well, Medler playing on top of Sci-Fry. Here comes Zeke's towards the net. Goal yet again for the Rhinos, and somehow that leaked through the Tyrants defense, but this is a great start for the Rhinos in game 2.
Yeah, talk about threading a needle. Zeke's putting it right in position, a little bit in front of Sci-Fry, a little bit behind TSR, and that ball able to sail in. And Rhinos now really starting to build momentum. If they can keep this up, this could be a good game 2 for them to pick up as we move on in the series.
Sci-Fry kind of demoed Medler there. He even gets a shot towards the net, does TSR, and Medler somehow manages to keep that out of the goal. The Tyrants still trying to press the attack. Medler will get a clear, though. Good from him. But he gets his boost stolen, gets the dunk either way. No boost. Zeke's follows it up, and the Rhinos are looking like a brand new team.
Like I said, and in between matches, game 1 can sometimes just be the jitters. Obviously, Rhinos changing their tactics up, and it's working right now as they're coming in dominant. 3 goals and a complete reversal of what we saw in game 1. Zeke's gonna get another shot on goal, and it goes in off kickoff. What is going on? Rhinos here to play.
Yeah, it's a 4-0 game, only 3-10. I mean, still 3-10 on the board, and it's really surprising just how much room the Rhinos are creating for themselves now. We saw a completely different game in game number 1. No room at all for the Rhinos to work, and they have absolutely opened up the pitch here in game 2.
And it really feels like they're starting to get in their stride. Maybe get those playoff jitters out in game one, because the teamwork that we're starting to see really coming together as Medler going to try and clear this off into the side. TSR, though, able to pick it up. Can he get the second touch? No, he can't, but it gets sent off to Sci-Fry anyways, who puts a shot towards goal, goes just over the bar, and Zeke's in a position to follow it up. Medler with a good save. TSR trying to get that angle off the wall. And now Tyrants really starting to pick up the pressure. They're not giving up on this game just yet.
Well, we've passed the halfway point. It's still a 4-0 game for the Rhinos. This one has implications, though, for the Tyrants. Sci-Fry just couldn't get a bumper on it. So it's going to be Zeke's to clear it away. 2:15 to go. That's high off the wall. Can Sci-Fry get up there in time? He does. He will clear it away. We approach the 2-minute mark. Still a 4-goal lead for the Rhinos, and certainly they want to add on to it as much as they can, and they will yet again. Catches TSR completely out of position, and it's 5-0.
And I just want to say, what a beautiful play there. Comes off the wall, sees his teammate in goal in a position to receive. Zeke's setting it right down in front of him, and then Medler doing a great job of sending it on net and just really just improving their lead. With 2 minutes, this could be out of range for the Tyrants.
Well, for the Rhinos, the only fear that I have here in game 2 for them is don't score all of your goals now. You've got to kind of spread them out throughout the series. No matter how many goals you score, it's still only one victory here. 5-0 game is the same as a 1-0 game when you're in these best of fives.
TSR coming up for this. Ooh, gets it in off the post. Great shot there from TSR. And this game, as well as it's looking for Rhinos, could still be within reach for the Tyrants.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a lot. It's a minute 30, 4 goals. Certainly is possible if they can get a couple of kickoff goals early on here. But I don't know. I wouldn't bet on the Tyrants coming back, but we've seen crazier things happen even just in these playoffs. So let's see what the Tyrants can do. Zeeks is going to play it off the sidewall. Sci-Fry wants to go one-on-one with Medler. He's going to go a bit high. Pass out to TSR, and TSR can't put it on net. Sci-Fry is going to play it into the corner. We're into the final 65 seconds here in game number 2, and the Rhinos are poised to send us to game 3, tied 1-1.
Sci-Fry gets a good hit off of Zeke's. Ball floating down from the corner, but Medler there to pick it up. Now TSR trying to just keep it in midfield, but this Rhino team all over the ball right now, and a little NRG pump there from the Tyrants. Rhinos not quite able to take advantage of it, but Medler now with a chance, and that's probably going to be the nail in the coffin for this game as Medler puts a 6 on the board to increase their lead to 5.
I think we saw the nail in the coffin a couple of minutes ago, to be quite honest, here in this game, but you're absolutely right. This one completely out of reach now for the Tyrants, and the Rhinos giving the Tyrants a bit of medicine, a bit of their own medicine that they showed in game number 1. It makes it a series now. Of course, we've seen 2 blowouts, really no, not close in either of the 2 games, and it makes you wonder, what is game 3 through 5 going to look like?
It's anyone's guess at this point. After that game 1, I wouldn't have been shocked if the Tyrants just kept the series from there, but Rhinos really impressing me by making those changes, and it's been working this game too. I think if they can keep up this offensive pressure we've been seeing so far, as well as the good plays on defense, they could take this series. Zeke's now trying to push it. Medler going to pick it up in the corner. Sci-Fry, though, gets a good block. TSR goes up for this, and that's going to be another goal tacked on. Not quite enough time to bring it back, but good for the stats.
Yeah, certainly a good little shot there from TSR. I mean, that's a tough angle shot. Of course, little too late here in this game, but, you know, any kind of goals that you can score at the end of these types of games just to bring your confidence back for the next one is pretty important.
Absolutely. Building momentum to go into game 3. Going to be big here. As that goal, getting real close to going in, but falls just short. But Rhinos take an impressive game 2 to tie the series 1-1, and we've got potentially one of the series of the day on our hands here if it keeps up.
Yeah, that's the question. Will it keep up, or will one of these teams start to run away with it? Does get kind of dangerous when you're in this territory. We're in a best of 3 now. So whoever wins the next game, really, they have all of the momentum going into that 4th game, and it could be a quick 3-1, just purely based on that type of momentum. But we're going to have to see. It was a great response from the Rhinos. I'm proud of the changes they made. But, you know, towards the end of the game, the Tyrants were kind of finding it again.
Yeah, and we can see that reflected in the stats for that game, too. Tyrants actually putting more shots on net with 9 than the Rhinos did at 7. But Rhinos coming away with 3 crucial saves that gave them that lead. I'm curious to see if they stick with the strategy that worked for that game or if they continue to mix it up. The Tyrants, as you were saying, seem to kind of start picking up some more steam near the end of that match. And so it'll be curious to see how they do as we start into this game 3.
Yep, well, we're loading up now. Game number 3 just about underway. And, of course, if you don't know, we are sponsored here by Balls with Guarana. They are our replay sponsor, as you're going to see one right now. There's a goal by Medler right off the kickoff. The Rhinos up by 1.
And just a good kickoff there from Medler. Picks it up, and I think just no one from the Tyrants back really expecting that to happen. And 2 seconds into this game, we're going to see a goal.
Part of the Balls Guarana sponsorship of our replays is they send a case of balls free to the winner of the play of the week. So if you see a clip you like, please clip it, send it to us on Discord, or tweet us at #MLEPOTW to enter that clip for a chance to win, as TSR is going to take a rocket towards the goal. But Zeke's in good position to make the save. Medler can't get it past TSR. That is a great challenge from TSR to keep the pressure on.
And TSR now going to try and get it in center, but not enough power. Sci-Fry, though, does a good job reading that. Ball's in a dangerous position. TSR can get a shot on it, but great body block there from Zeeks to keep the ball from going in. And now Medler following up. This could be another goal for the Rhinos, but what an incredible save from Sci-Fry to keep the game within 1.
Medler going to keep the ball in the zone. That's not the greatest touch, but Sci-Fry is going to help his teammate out. Gets it over top of Zeeks, who has to hustle back. He's going to get demoed there by Sci-Fry. That opens up so much space for TSR to put it home. And the Tyrants surgical with that one.
Great awareness here from Sci-Fry. Gets the demo, takes his time, gets the ball in where his teammate needs it, and TSR not going to miss that. Slots it in the bottom right corner, and now we're equalized in game 3. Really good teamwork coming from the Tyrants in that play there. Now TSR are going to try and pick this up off the kickoff. Unfortunate backflip means he can't follow it, and Medler now going to try and start up a counter. Out of boost, he's going to leave it for Zeeks. He's going to jump up for it, but TSR getting a good 50, and Sci-Fry now able to follow that up. Ball's in the corner. Gets a touch. TSR's out there. He's going to get a shot on goal, and that's going to be the Tyrants taking the lead.
A little bit of a slow reaction there from the Rhinos. Zeeks just couldn't get there in time, and TSR is going to punish him for it. It's 2-1 for the Tyrants, and this is a crucial point of the series right here. Can the Rhinos battle back, or will they start to crumble as they go down in this game number 3? We're going to have to find out. Medler has to clear it away. That is a beautiful clear to get the pressure off. Sci-Fry is going to be forced to play that into his own corner. Zeke's looking for the follow-up. He's going to put it off the post, off the other post on the goal line, and it's out. TSR keeps it out, and now the Tyrants have an opportunity the other way. Can they put this one on goal? Not the best shot. And it remains 2-1 with 3:05 to go.
Really unfortunate there for the Rhinos. Ball essentially making a triangle in the net. Goes from post to bar to the other post and finally out. And oh man, Medler just pushed up a little too far after his initial shot. Couldn't get the follow-up, and now Zeke's getting a great touch to keep that out of goal. But the Rhinos can't let that unfortunate series of events bring them down. Have to keep the focus on to try and equalize this game as we approach halftime.
I'd like to see the Rhinos try to slow it down a little bit. They're trying to play up to the speed of the Tyrants. It's not quite working out for them. But with this, they do have an opportunity. A decent little pass up. It's going to come back down from Zeeks. No follow-up. They're actually both on the wrong side of the ball, and this could be dangerous as the Tyrants are looking to press the attack. That's across the way. Sci-Fi just couldn't get there. So we remain 2-1 game here in game number 3. But now the Rhinos are pressing the attack. Medler up on the wall. Gonna put that down. Zeeks just a bit late in this one. Just high-flying action here in the Academy League.
Yeah, and I noticed right before that pass that Zeeks had 7 boosts. It was going to be very difficult for him to get a shot on that there, but not for Sci-Fi, as they're going to double their lead. Ball goes up in the air. TSR gets a really great touch, and Sci-Fi is going to bury that in the goal. Rhinos can't let this start to get away from them. Still plenty of time, only 2 goals down, but this game 3 absolutely crucial to determine the momentum going into game 4.
Sci-Fi's got to play that back towards the net. Medler goes up to clear it away. It's a minute 40, and the Tyrants have the 2-goal lead. We'll see if the Rhinos have an answer for this here in this game. If nothing else, they at least have another game to try to figure out this Tyrants offense. That's a good touch from Sci-Fi. But really, like I said, Sleegey, I'd like to see them try to slow the game down a bit. They're playing to the speed of the Tyrants, and it's just not working out for them.
Oh no. Right as we say that, Medler slows down a little bit too much, goes past the ball, and that's going to leave it open for the Tyrants to respond. Just a really unfortunate event there. Rhinos with the chance to get within 1, and Tyrants, though, at least doing a good job of picking up that rebound and sending it downfield. And now with 1:10 remaining, Rhinos find themselves in a pretty deep hole.
It's a 3-goal hole. Could have been just 1, but the unfortunate play right in front of that red net as Medler going to try to play it off the back wall. At this point, I mean, of course, we don't want to see the Rhinos give up in this game, but at this point, if you're the Rhinos team, it's time to start taking stock in what you've got here in this series. And get prepared for game number 4, because it looks like your backs are going to be against the wall for the next 2.
Zeke's going to get a little bit of a touch there. TSR puts it off the wall. Zeke's with a good follow-up, but now with 30 seconds remaining, this game just about out of reach for the Rhinos. And like you were saying, really to start thinking about what they did right this game, how they compared it with what they did in game 2, to start getting prepped for game 4, because after this, they're going to be 1 game away from their season being over. They just can't let that pressure get to them.
The final 10 seconds are going to tick off the clock. A well-played game from the Tyrants. This one felt a little bit closer than the final score, in my opinion. 4-1 doesn't really speak to how close this game was through the thick of it. But really for the Rhinos, again, I just want to emphasize that they're trying to play up to the Tyrants' speed, and it's obvious that it's not working for them. I would really love to see them play the possession game, collect the ball and keep it, instead of trying these fast transition plays or, the quick passing or booming down the field. It's just they're not maintaining possession of the ball, and when they do that, they can start to draw the Tyrants out a little bit more. Yeah,
and with the Tyrants, we've seen them just be really consistent so far. As you can see, equal stats all across the board. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves, but 9 shots on net. We've seen that pretty much every game. 10 shots in 1, 9 in game 2, and 9 again in game 3. Rhinos only able to put 5, but the Tyrants staying consistent, sticking to their guns, staying with their game plan even after that great showing from the Rhinos in game 2, and now they're 1 game away from advancing to the semis. Rhinos have a little bit of time to figure out what they need to do right before it gets a little bit too far away.
Well, we're going to have to find out. Here we go. Game number 4 on the slate. And for the Rhinos, this is a must-win situation, obviously. Their backs against the wall, down 2-1 here in this best of 5. I'm interested to see how this game starts out. Obviously, Sci-Fi not going to deviate from his aggressive play, and it's going to give him a goal early on.
Yeah, TSR just gets a good 50 in the midfield, and Sci-Fi going to dribble and flick it into goal. Neither of the Rhinos players can get in a position back in time, and that's going to be the Tyrants starting the momentum early. Rhinos can't let it get to their head.
Yeah, it looked like Zeke's turned around bit sharply on that play. He did not track that ball back towards the goal, and he just couldn't get a wheel on it. That's a good play, though, and a great way to tie it up. Immediately from the Rhinos, we're back to 1-1.
And that's the confidence booster they needed. Good pass there from Medler. Goes off the bar, and Zeke's in the perfect position to send it back in the top of goal. And this game within anyone's hands, but it's most importantly in the Rhinos' hands because a loss means they're out. Good 50 in midfield. Zeke's going to pick it up. TSR a little bit wide, but able to get to that in time. And now he's going to move it down. Missed 50 from Medler. TSR going to try and get this in the center. Sends it off the wall, but a great hit there from Medler, or from Zeke's, I should say. He's going to reverse field.
That's a touch from Zeke's. Can he find the next one? Sci-Fry, not the greatest clear, but Medler goes high. He had an open net, and he just ripped it a bit too high. As now TSR is going to try to make the challenge back the other way. Sci-Fry into the corner. Zeke's can't find it, and the Tyrants are back ahead. We haven't even played a minute, and already 3 goals on the board between these teams.
Yeah, and I think Zeke's goes up on the wall to try and get a touch, but it bounces away from him a little too fast. And Sci-Fry there in position to just knock it in. And this game really going back and forth right now. Both teams looking good. It's just a matter of who's in position to take advantage of these chances. Ball floating in midfield. Medler with a chance to get it early or a quick equalization. Zeke's just rushing that shot a little bit too much. Not going to be able to get a meaningful touch.
Got to be careful that they don't cross their signals too much. Zeke's is going to play that across the box. That was pretty dangerous. Luckily doesn't get punished for it, but now he's got a teammate in goal with no boost to his name at all, and Medler has to try to play this one away. He's done a great job here on the limited boost that he's had, and he will... No, he doesn't even pick up that back boost. There we go. He finally has boost, and they finally get it clear. And now the Rhinos out in front. Here's Zeke's off the post. Medler's still there. Zeke's one more, but can't put it home. That was a close call, and one the Rhinos kind of want back.
Yeah, he just goes right off the post. His teammate not really in the best of positions to follow up on the rebound. And TSR now with an amazing shot in midfield. Gonna sail right in the top right corner. And TSR doing a good job of putting his team up an additional goal. Nothing that the Rhinos could do to get a touch on that there.
3:06 to go in game number 4. The Tyrants looking to close the series out now. Medler and Zeke's, they have a different idea of what they want here in this game. They don't have a lot of time to do it, Sleegey. They are approaching the halfway mark, and yeah, it's 2 goals, but 2 goals can turn into 3 really quickly, and it will. It's 3-goal deficit now, and the Rhinos really have to start pressing their advantage on offense.
Yeah, TSR does a good job of getting to that ball in time to knock it in, but a great pass there from Sci-Fry. Rhinos starting to fall apart a little bit, need to regroup themselves. They can't lose this game. They've lost that buffer. 1 loss and they're out, but Medler gonna send a great shot downfield. It goes in to start this comeback. They haven't given up just yet, and that ball right off kickoff is gonna fall right to him and gets it in. That's a great way to start their goal scoring potential back up.
Yeah, good play from Medler. Reads that one well and doesn't miss the open goal. That's a great way to start the comeback here. We'll see if they can continue to do that. Zeke's is going to push the advantage. The bump almost working onto TSR. I don't think the shot was on goal, though, so it wouldn't have mattered either way. But the ball does now find its way into the Rhino zone. Medler gonna get challenged by Sci-Fry. It's over towards Zeke. Zeke's just not ready for that. But it will be Medler to clear it away. Now it's just Sci-Fry back for his team. Zeke's gonna demo him there. Medler's here. Takes his time with this ball. Zeke's is looking for the bump, and he'll find it. So close that almost didn't work, but it does find its way in.
You know, a risky try here from Zeke's, but he gets the bump he needs on TSR, sends him back in net, and Medler is going to dribble it in. Really close margins on that, but with 2:07 remaining, that brings the Rhinos within 1 and could be pushing to equalize to try and send this game to a series to a game 5. But Sci-Fry going to try and send the shot in, goes a little bit wide, keeps it keeps control over it. Sends it back to TSR, who'll pick it up, but goes to midfield. This could be an opportunity for Medler, but not enough power. Is Sci-Fry going to be able to pick that one up? Start the counter.
Minute 45. They need to keep this ball out. Zeeks does. TSR's there. That's a bit high. No, it's not high. It actually goes right in. I thought that one had a little bit too much power, but there's the second time they've had this 2-goal lead, and they're looking to keep it now in game 4.
Yeah, TSR just gets just enough power to send it up, but enough airtime for it to start falling back down, and it's just going to slide into goal. Puts them up at a 2-goal advantage, but Medler starting a quick counter downfield. Sci-Fry gets a touch. It's going to fall to Zeeks. Medler has to get a touch. He does. Now this ball off the wall. TSR going to send it back. Sci-Fry's up for it. Not quite able to get around. Steals the boost from Zeeks, however. But a good challenge from Medler. Sends it back to Sci-Fry. And now this ball going into the Tyrants half. Zeeks with an opportunity to center. Gets to center. His teammate a little bit too far back to take advantage. And Sci-Fry with a great redirect to put him up by 3. What a play.
I don't know. I want to watch this again. On my screen, it didn't even look like he got up there in time, but I guess he did. Maybe it was just one of those kind of camera angle things, but he did get the touch, and it does go in. So 3-goal deficit for the Rhinos. They have to make it up in the next minute. If they want to send us to game 5, it's looking worse and worse for them now. This one could be the coffin, but not quite yet. Here comes Medler back down the pitch. 50 seconds to go. Not the greatest touch from Sci-Fry, but the pinch to get it out is a good one, and we're into the final 45. Still a 3-goal deficit for the Rhinos.
TSR is going to pick up that pass. Medler there to intercept. Sci-Fry, though, keeping the pressure up, and with 30 seconds remaining, time really running thin for the Rhinos. Have to score immediately if they're going to have any hopes of sending this game into overtime. TSR, though, gets a shot, goes just off the post. Follow-up from Sci-Fry goes off the post. Need to score now, but Sci-Fry doing a good job of keeping it in their half. And I don't think there's enough time at this point for the Rhinos to come back. Tyrants gonna be taking the series 3-1. Rhinos, though, doing a good job of staying in it for as long as they did, as Sci-Fry is gonna get one last conciliatory goal before the end.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. You know, game number 3 was gonna be so important, because you go down that game, it's so easy to just let the next game slip away, and it did for the Rhinos. And yeah, another 3-1 we see in the Academy League. It's not really surprising. You know, I don't know. It seems like most of the time with these Academy League teams, they're fairly consistent, right? Like, we don't really see, you know, the teams that are consistent are going to be the best in the league, and then what wins you games in this league, in the Academy League, is consistency. So you have the top teams are already the most consistent teams. All they have to do is just continue that consistency into the playoffs, which is exactly what the Tyrants did. They played 4 games pretty well. It's unfortunate they lost game number 2, but they kind of got back on the horse there and just maintained that consistency all the way through the series.
Absolutely, and that consistency again coming through. 11 shots on target. Actually, 13 shots on target. My math is terrible, but Tyrants keeping it never shooting under 9 shots a match. Absolutely incredible offensive pressure coming from them all series long. We had that one game where the Rhinos kind of started to feel their motions, but the Tyrants quickly shutting that down and closing out the series. And I just want a game 5 at this point. I want a series to go down to game 5.
Well, it'll happen. We're gonna have to wait until next week for the Academy League to find their first game 5. We did have a game 5 last night, I believe. But you know, this upcoming match, it's gonna be between the Shadow and the Hive, and for me personally, this has been a match that I've been looking forward to pretty much since Friday, since the start of Friday. It's our very last match, and this one, you know, again, it's Champion League, really anything can happen, but I have a feeling that this upcoming match is going to be one of the best that we're going to see this evening, really this whole weekend. So hopefully we end on a really high note here, but we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, the conclusion of the quarterfinals here on MLE. Don't go anywhere.